Hi, I'm AINTV's Curt Epstein. While the big news at Farnborough is the number of aircraft sold, airframe manufacturers are becoming more and more concerned with where those planes go at the end of their lives. I'm joined here today by Boeing's Bill Carberry. Bill, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Bill, you are also the Deputy Director of the Aircraft Fleet Recycling Association. What's your title with Boeing?
I'm the Project Manager for Airplane and Composite Recycling.
Now, would you say that this is now a growing concern with airframe manufacturers as to where planes go?
Well, airlines are under a lot of environmental pressure, and they're really rethinking about using scrapping facilities and the environmental integrity that those facilities use.
Now, this is a industry-wide initiative, obviously.
This is a nonprofit industry association that is made up of companies that have business activities in the sector dealing with the aging fleet. So we've got companies in here that are scrapping companies, that are parts companies, that are air centers where the airplanes are parked, and they've all been working together to improve the sustainability of aircraft when they reach that end of their revenue service.
So what kind of initiatives is the association producing?
So the association has written this guidance document, which is a best practice. It defines how a facility should be set up, what kind of tooling they should have, the certification of the tooling, what kind of training, what kind of record keeping they should have, environmental requirements, recycling requirements, and then we've just now elevated that to define minimum standards for each of those, and as of a month ago, we started an auditing program to accredit companies that perform to these standards. Within hopefully about a week, we'll announce the first companies that have passed that accreditation, and we're pretty excited about that.
Now, what type of record keeping is involved in terms of the components that airlines wish to keep hold of?
Well, every part that comes off has to be documented to the plane that it came from. So there's a full traceability of where that part came, how many flight hours are on it, what maintenance it has been through, and it's important that you keep that document flowing with the part as it goes into its next application into a new aircraft.
What type of scope of a problem are we looking at here in terms of aircraft disposal?
Well, Boeing estimates that in the next 20 years, somewhere to the tune of 7,500 to 8,000 aircraft are going to be coming out of revenue service, being driven by various things as fuel cost and efficiency and noise and such like that. And so a lot of those planes, they'll try to find other revenue applications for them, such as cargo, but a lot of them also won't find revenue applications, and then they'll be going into a recycling situation.
So this program is all aimed at basically reducing these airplanes back into their usable components.
So the idea is, number one, to bring airplanes, get the parts off them that are good and get them back to service the aircraft that are still flying, but it's also looking at technology so that more of the aircraft fuselage can be recycled. Right now, standard practice, depending upon the company, is anywhere from 60 to 80% of the aircraft can be recycled. What we're working on, and 80% is the odd one out, it's more in the 60-65 range. We're working on some technologies that are not typically used now in aircraft, but are used in automobiles, used in home recycling and such like that. And we're trying to take parts from an airplane, particularly from the interior, and see if we can find ways to bring the recyclability of the interior up. And we're shooting for a project where we're going to, by the end of the year, hoping to recycle a 747 at 90% recyclability.
90%, wow. Well, Bill, thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure, thank you.
Good luck with the program. For AINTV, I'm Curt Epstein.